let's get loud.
Let us get loud.
I know, seriously.
Mederios loves me right now.
Actually, I felt like out of all of the episodes that we've recorded so far, this one technologically has been the easiest to get going. We've been struggling. You would not know that.
Struggle bus behind this. It looks great on air, but behind the scenes, man, sometimes it's
the Hot
rough.
Mess Express.
Yeah, rough.
Hot Mess Express. Well, let me just say, Kevin is coming off of a high. Holy cow. And that's because the Dolphins stunned the nation when they took down Valley native and Firebaugh native as well. We're talking about Josh Allen of the
beating
Buffalo
the Bills for the first time in 3 years. The Dolphins think they're going to run the table. Slowly roll, guys. But, hey, I'll take a win over the Bills anytime. Anytime it's an in-division foe, we'll take the W.
I know, seriously. I mean, you have
Fantasy,
to.
on the other hand, is, for both of us, kind of going sideways.
I know, seriously. Kevin beat me this week. I will say, man, A.J. Brown just screwed me.
Worst first-round pick that doesn't involve injury ever.
I know. So I took him in one of the leagues, and I played Kevin, and I needed him to have a big night, and he did not.
And I needed him to have a big night, and he did not in my other league.
I know, seriously. So we're really struggling. I will say, even though I've had a rough go, I think I'm like 4-6 in 2 leagues and 5-5 in another. I'm still in the running. I somehow am just hanging around, but I'm going to have to pull out some must-needed wins.
I'm in 3 leagues. I'm 6-4 in your league, 4-6 in our league, and 4-6 in another league. And it was crazy. Had I picked up the win in the joint league that I'm the commissioner in, I would have been 5-5, and I would have been part of the log jam, because we have, like, out of the 10 teams, 6 of them are tied at 5-5.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like even though I'm not doing the best of the best,
it's a weird fantasy season.
It's very weird. Very weird. Okay, let's get into some generational news real quick to start it off, because people love
generational
news.
Because Gen X, we just sit back and shake our collective heads whenever you bring something up about the children of our nation today.
I want to get your take on this, because I find this interesting.
Go.
There was an article that came out by Campaign Brief, and it talked about like what the generations go to social media to view and how it's different.
Yeah.
So I'm going to break it down.
Okay.
Gen Z, age 13 to 24, they go to social media because they want to have a laugh. 90% of the top influencers followed by Gen Z on TikTok are entertainment creators.
Okay.
Okay?
That's good. Entertainment. At least they're not getting their biased AI-generated news.
I do love to see funny videos. I will say that. I'm not Gen Z, but I do.
No, here's the thing. When I go on the Instagram Reels,
yeah,
my algorithm has gotten, over the last few weeks, it has plenty of Dodgers World Series stuff and Blue Jay fans crying, but there's also cat videos, and then there's a few comics that come up that I like, and it's like, it's good. It's very entertaining, and the next thing you know, I've just blown an hour and a half of my afternoon.
Well, and I will just toot my own horn for a second. My reel on Shrekking almost has 4 million views.
And you did that a few months ago, right?
I know. It's been crazy to see how much it's blown up. I mean, it's just gone wild. It almost has 100,000 likes.
Shrek gone wild.
What that means for people at home, I think we might have explained it a little bit at some point. I'm not sure, but pretty much it's pretty much settling, new term for it, that you are dating someone that you think is not in your league, but you think that they'll treat you better than people in your past.
And it doesn't work because young, beautiful Mederios here, Shrek'd, and dudes are going to be dudes.
I got Shrek'd.
Guys are going to be guys, unfortunately. Guys are just a bunch of losers for the most part. And I say this as a guy. They're just, a lot of these immature men don't know what they want. And any kind of woman with a brain scares them.
I will say what I thought was funny is one of the funniest comments in the post is, at least you got Shrek'd by Shrek. I got Shrek'd by Lord Farquaad. And I just was laughing.
Oh, that big-headed son.
Anyways, it took off, but I think that does show that Gen Z does love the funny. But honestly, it was all different generations that happened to. Okay, millennials, age 25 to 44, they're looking for self-improvement. On Instagram, users are most likely following influencers to talk about parenting advice, food and recipes, home and garden, pickleball. I watch all those kind of things. I do love like recipes. I have like a whole folder on Instagram that is just recipes in the future to try.
Yeah, well, let's go to Gen X, because I'll tell you, Kathy gets her recipes from the New York Times app that we now have, and she's been cooking New York Times stuff.
But I'm sure they also post it on Instagram.
She does get stuff off of Instagram and gets some, there's that dude that does Trader Joe's, and he gets stuff out of the Trader Joe's freezer. So yeah, I think that's also Gen X as well.
Or, you know, my cousin and his girlfriend, they follow this account, and it's like Bobby approved. So it's like a nutrition person.
Okay.
And so he'll go to Costco or Trader Joe's or wherever, and then he'll look at the ingredients and he'll tell you whether or not it's actually like good for you or not. And I think that's popular, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, I think the whole wine with the jalapenos, that started on TikTok.
Wine and jalapenos.
So apparently you have white wine and you put jalapenos in it, and it makes it like a spicy wine, and it's all the rage.
Well, I put spicy stuff in my alcoholic drinks, but I come from the point of I don't like wine. So that might be a little bit tough. But I shouldn't say that, because I do like some sparkling wine that is essentially champagne.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd want, because I do beer with jalapeno. That's fantastic. So I do like that spicy.
I would try it.
Maybe I should try with some sparkling wine, and it might enhance the experience.
I know. Your wife said no go, but I want to try it, and I am going to try it.
Right now, the French are looking down at us with their snooty noses.
Yeah, as we put in those ice cubes and the jalapenos in our wine. Okay, boomers, age.
Wait, we just jumped. Did we jump Gen X?
How come they don't have Gen X on here? That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, go to the boomers. What are they doing?
I guess we're just going to have to go to the boomers, because that's all we got.
I can tell you what Gen X is doing. What are the boomers doing?
Boomers 65 plus are leveraging influencers for more practical advice and inspiration. A combined 25% of top influencers followed by boomers fall into the new politics and finance categories. Also, top category for boomers is travel.
Okay. I get it.
So?
Yeah.
Here we go. The research shows that finance and news and politics are significant categories for both Gen X and boomers on Instagram.
Yeah, and unfortunately, some people get into that algorithm when they're seeing all the wrong stuff.
Yeah, truthfully.
Yeah.
What do you think you use the most? Like, what are you following the most?
Following the most? Just, I try and just stick to my follower lists, and all that. But, they still feed stuff in there. So, again, it's a lot of sports.
Yeah.
Dodgers.
Cycling.
Animal videos. Yeah, not much cycling, because I don't do much cycling on my Instagram. Like, I'm not I'll post cycling videos, but I don't necessarily really want to watch them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I do spend a lot of time. There's a few comedians that come up that, I'll spend a few minutes on, and then I'll see a bunch of their reels. And maybe I should buy a ticket when these people come into town. So
seriously.
So comedy, I do go there to laugh.
Okay, other big generational topic that I feel like is timely for this week is obviously President Trump did float the idea of a 50-year mortgage instead of 30-year mortgage, hoping to get larger population of like young home buyers, because obviously that's been a struggle. We've talked about this in the past, but some people are asking the question, would I even live long enough to fulfill that 50-year loan?
Yeah, well, we had a 30-year, we refinanced, we refinanced it, and we are paying off before the loan's 30 years.
Finished?
Yeah, so, you I guess if it's a way to get people in ownership, but remember, I'm skeptical about anything that dude does. So
it sounds like it's a little bit of the cart before the horse, because they came back and they said that this wasn't going to be something that was going to come like right away. However, some people did like the idea. According to an article by Realtor.com, they said that the 50-year mortgage rates would be higher than the 30-year rates. as 30-year rates are higher than 15. So for like 15 mortgage rates, those 15-year ones, it's 5.5%, whereas the 30-year rates are 6.25%. So, I mean, the question is would you be paying more interest on it if you did that? I'm guessing
Yeah,
that
you would be. I'm just, for me, I feel bad for all you youngins. I've already gone through the game. I'm pretty much set up, so I'm just kind of sitting back going, good luck.
Well, and that's the question,
And I feel
too.
bad to say that, but
Would the other question too is like, would you be paying technically for a mortgage until you're like 90 if you're doing it now? I guess this would have to be for like a
well, for you,
20-year-old.
look, 50 years, you'd be in your 70s.
I know, but some people were saying like, okay, if somebody does do a 50-year mortgage at like age 35 or 40, then, you know, you're going to be kind of pushing it a little bit, 85 to 90.
Well, I mean, you can look at it for the tax benefits because you're going to be able to take that interest off on your taxes. And if you're a renter, you're not doing that at all.
Yeah.
And if you are a renter, you don't really care about the property. If you're an owner, you're going to take more care because you know you're kind of reinvesting in yourself and it's your place.
Yeah.
So, and you can always turn around and sell.
Yeah.
And maybe you sell to somebody who is able to put up the money and you can make money. So, you know what they say, real estate, you can make money.
I think the biggest problem, and I'll just speak from my own experience, is for young home buyers and even for very hard workers, is it's not necessarily like paying the mortgage. Like for myself personally, and I'm sharing some information, but like paying a mortgage for me, I could do it. It's more the down payment and how do people...
Yeah, I mean, you got to come up with a large sum of cash first of all.
Right, that's
So
what
unless you're getting some sort of VA loan
Right.
or some special loan to help you. So I think that also is another problem because do you have $20,000 just sitting around?
Right.
That can you
Not
plunk down on a
only
house?
just that. I mean, you look at like the average cost of a home, especially in California. I think you're pushing closer to $450,000. Like 400 maybe, but even if you're in the 300 range, it's going to be a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to do some work by yourself. And then you're thinking about, okay, 20% down, that's like $60,000. If you do somehow get some type of 10% down, which, you know, sometimes they do for first-time home buyers, then you're still looking at quite a big chunk of change. I mean, $30,000 for a lot of people.
Yeah, again, it's just kind of, I don't know. I feel like I got into the club early.
Yeah.
Good early entry, and now I'm inside and I'm sitting in the VIP section and just kind of chilling, watching everybody trying to get in. And I'd like them to get in, but there's nothing really I can do because, you know, I'm not in an ownership position in the club. I am in the club, and I feel bad, but I feel really lucky too that we just happened to move here when we did.
Yeah.
So I am a circumstance of luck that has allowed me
Yeah.
to get where I'm at right now.
I will say too, I think there's a lot of people, and you know, I need to do more research even for myself, but just in general, I think a lot of people don't know of the programs that are available to them.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a program through the state of California, the Homes for All, and you know, you could get a large sum if you were a first-time home buyer, but if you didn't get your application in, you
Yep.
know, you're
And that's
out of
another
luck.
thing. I think a lot of people don't do any investigation. And there are things out there that you may qualify for. It's kind of like when you were going to college.
Yeah.
There were so many scholarships sitting around that nobody knew about,
Yeah.
you know?
And so I wonder if it is worth it for a lot more young people to, you know, reach out to a financer, reach out to a real estate person and see like, okay, hey, what are things that I can do?
Yeah,
or
just
what
don't
are
sit in your
programs?
apartment on your couch going, woe is me.
Yeah.
Be proactive, fight for yourself, look to see what's available. And then if you exhaust all your measures, then I guess you could just sit down and be on your couch and watch Netflix and cry.
Well, and I...
And not saying that you do that, but you know what I mean.
Oh, that's hilarious. No, but I mean, the other thing too is, you know, if you are living at home, save up your money. Save up your money.
Yeah, we
and
have
then-
coworkers that live at home with their parents that are kind of banking stuff. So that's kind of the smart way
But
to
some
do it.
people don't.
I know,
And
they
that's-
just live at
that's
home
what
with their
frustrates
parents
me.
and they blow it on everything else.
If I could live at home right now and save up enough money to get a down payment on a house, you bet your bottom
Well,
dollar.
that kind of leads into what we were talking about, bringing up too, is like, so I wanted to get the hell out of home
Yeah.
when I was young as quick as I possibly can. And that included when I was much younger getting my driver's license.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of kids who aren't getting their driver's license, who become young adults who aren't getting their driver's license. I was itching when I was like 15. I was like, can I learn how to drive? Can I learn how to drive?
Right.
So that when I was 15 and a half, I had my learners. And when I was 16, I got the car keys to my mom's car and I was outie.
No, it's very interesting. There's a lot less people that are driving, but the thing is that they're taking Ubers, and like the argument is that they're not going to have to pay for car insurance, registration,
gas,
a car, gas, all this kind of stuff. But I had a conversation the other day with someone in the studio, one of the camera operators, and I was like, it still doesn't make sense to me that it would be cheaper, because if you think about it, like, even on the low end, I want to say that an Uber or a Lyft is like $15 to $20. So round trip, you're talking $30 to $40.
So let's just say you're doing $500 a month.
No, it's got to be way more than that. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, if I'm going to work every single day and I'm coming home, that's $40. Now, that's just if I go to work. Now, if I go to the grocery store, or if I go
Well, and get this. Try going to work and there's no Uber available.
Right.
Then what the hell are you doing?
No, but I'm saying, like, on average, I think that if you have a life where you are doing stuff like playing pickleball or going to the park or going to the grocery store, like, you're on average paying close to $100 a day.
You know, it's funny though, now this is where things like e-bikes can kind of be a game changer.
Yeah.
Because you don't need a license to have an e-bike. You can get places rather quickly. If you plan correctly, you can do some shopping. But if you need to get to work and you're, you know, it only takes like 15 to 20 minutes. And really, it's only the charge that you're spending on the e-bike.
That's true.
So there's ways around it. But I mean, let's face it, it's 100 degrees and you're going to go out to, you know, you have an event that you need to go to. Are you really going to e-bike?
Well, and I just think there's like a, to me, it's the freedom of being able to go places when I want to go.
Yeah, if I want to go to LA for the weekend,
right,
hop in my car.
Not only that,
go to the
but
coast, hop in my car.
You know, if I get done early at work, or if I have to stay later, or if I don't want to be on somebody else's schedule. I don't want to rely on someone.
Uber stress.
Yeah.
And then you know, gouge pricings.
Right.
I don't call it, it's gouging.
And
basically.
then, you know, if you're I mean, you do it all the time, but if you're riding your bike, like, it takes a lot longer to get someplace.
Well, not super, but it's just more involved.
Yeah.
You don't just hop on your bike and go. You got to prepare yourself. You got to bring your lunch, your clothing.
Yeah.
You're going to change, whatever. You're going to get sweaty. You got to clean up. So it's not like you get to work and you're ready to work.
Yeah.
You know, so I have to build that time in. So that's where the e-bike comes in, because you can kind of dress casually. You might not expend as much energy. You might not get as sweaty. So.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think about it. I mean, that's why I don't take public transportation. The idea of public transportation sounds great, but I don't want to rely on a bus schedule.
Nope.
Like,
especially here, public transportation sucks.
Yeah.
We don't have a subway.
Yeah.
We got a bus system that has to stop 47 different times.
And then I got to rush, you know, to the bus stop, and if I miss it, I have to wait in a full 40
And have you ever been to one of our bus stops? Not much shade. Seats are not very comfortable. They're like metal. Say you're waiting there for an hour. Gosh.
Yeah. All right, well, when we come back, we're going to take a quick little break, but we're going to talk about some advancements when it comes to the charts and what people are listening to, artificial intelligence, plus Red Cup days. They're coming back, Kevin. We'll get your take on it. Okay. Welcome back.
Let's get loud.
Okay, I will say. Actually, I'm going to have us start with this, because why not? All right? So Red Cup days today, okay? People going crazy for those red cups, right? Holiday drinks. How do you get one? Well, you show up to a Starbucks with one of the handcrafted holiday drinks: sugar cookie latte, peppermint mocha, caramel brulee latte, peppermint hot chocolate, gingerbread chai. We got the ice pumpkin cream chai, which I'm sure you're a big fan of, pecan crunch oat milk latte, the cortado.
I mean, why? This is consumerism at its worst. Last week, we had one of our producers, James, who is in line for one of these rope-a-dope, whatever, Starbucks.
BEAR-ista drinks. That's what they
No,
are.
the cups.
Yeah, the BEAR-ista
Some
tumbler.
ladies like knocking him out of the way to grab the last one. He almost got into a fight with a Karen. And you know, James, he's like the most docile person in the world. You know what? Nespresso at home. Who cares about your goofy ass cups? It's ridiculous. You're spending money on it. What benefit do you get? Like a free refill?
No, okay, so if you order, this is how it works. If you do get one of those holiday drinks, then you get the cup for free. So you get a reusable cup. I mean, I've done it. I've done it several years.
How about not going to Starbucks and making your own coffee at home and saving the cash?
Yeah,
and
true.
Nespresso's just as good, and if not
I know,
better.
but it's becoming more expensive for the Nespresso pods. I mean, what
I
the
know,
heck
but
is up
you
with
still
that?
are saving money. You tip
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So-
true. So we want to get your thoughts on that. There's a potential strike
You
as
say
well.
red cup to me, I'm thinking that, solo cup, put your alcohol in.
No, that's not what it is.
That's red cup.
But I do run
Red
the table.
Solo cup.
I do run the table at beer pong, and I will just say that.
Red Solo Cup is a good segue because country music, that was a big hit, Red Solo Cup. And we're going to talk a little AI, and I'm not talking Allen Iverson. We're talking AI, and we have on the Country Hot Digital playlist.
You want me to say the name of it? I have
Yeah,
it right
go
here.
for it.
Okay, so according to Billboard's Country Digital Song Sales Chart, the #1 song is Walk My Walk by Breaking Rust, an artist that was created by artificial intelligence.
It's all AI, and it's #1 on the digital playlist.
Yeah. I
Wait,
hate
what do you
country
feel about
music,
this?
so-
I think we've been using forms of AI in music since the synthesizer was created.
Yeah.
Look at Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran can basically be his own band. He goes on stage and he samples himself.
Well, I think auto-tune kind of is AI-ish
It is very
too,
AI.
isn't it?
I mean, Rebecca Black was made to sound good. T-Pain did a lot of AI.
Even though he doesn't need it, that's the craziest thing. It's
Right,
like
he
you
did it
actually hear him
as
sing
an
and-
effect. We do use these things in our lives, in our creation, in our artistry. But if it's solely done, like all of it's artificial,
Right.
I don't know. Does it change if it's a banger? I don't know about this country song
can it
because I
be-
haven't taken
I
the
guess
time to
the
listen to
question
it.
is-
They could have come up with a better name. Sounds like that name was AI generated.
Can it be nominated is my question, like for actual awards?
Because
if
is
it's
somebody
created by
really creating
technology?
it? They're just feeding it into a machine, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't know the full history on this, but I think that does depend. Like, for example, I will use AI every once in a while to like spark something, and then it's my own idea. I'm just getting help with creating something. And artificial intelligence is not that great right now. Like, it does do a lot of great things, but you have to be very specific with it.
Well, it also
sometimes
goes
it's
off the
very
rails.
weird. Yeah.
I heard a story of a woman who has like her AI and her Tesla. It's like Tesla chat, and
Yeah.
her kid was talking with it, and then the Tesla AI went off the rails and was literally in the car with the mom asking the kid to send nudes.
Ye-
And then the mom started recording. I said, I thought we had rails on this thing. And the Tesla AI replied, I'm always wild. I'm always wild, Tesla. And so, I mean, we're creating these scenarios. And I mean, I'm on the fence. I try not to use AI, but I do use AI, whether
You use it
I
all
know
the
it or
time
not.
that you don't know. Yeah, that's the thing.
Grammarly is AI.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're all using it. It's just how much we are using it. But no, I think it's an interesting discussion. I think that we're going to see more of it. I mean, I know that the Tupac estate did have Drake take down that song that like had it create. I think there's questions about if it's not replicating someone else.
Right. Well, listen,
Is
I
it more
listened.
accepted?
I was on the internet, as I am every single day, and somebody took like a great Dodger home run from Game 7 by Miguel Rojas, and they AI'd legendary Dodgers broadcaster Vince Scully, who passed away a few years back. Making the call, and it was terrible because it was like didn't use his cadence, didn't use phrases he would use. It was kind of the worst thing I'd ever heard. And all these people were going gaga nuts over it. And I'm like, no, this is not what it's, no.
Yeah. All right, you guys, have a great week, and we will see you back in 7 days.